Good afternoon, everyone. This is another episode of a Vicar's Devotional, and I'm your Vicar, Mother Sandy. And on this episode, we're going to be talking about the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 12, verses 33 through 42. And this is actually, I think I always say this is one of my favorites. But this shows some really harsh humanity in Jesus today. And sometimes I think that we need to be called out. We don't like it, but sometimes we need it. So let me read this. But as if you've never watched a Vicar's devotional, all this is maybe 5 to 10 minutes, usually 10, where I just reflect on whatever the gospel is for our daily office. And I try to do it every week. Sometimes my schedule does not allow for every week, so I try to at least get it every other week or whatever God permits. But I couldn't pass up today. And so let me read it, and then I'll kind of give a little reflection on it. So Matthew 12, verses 33 through 42. Either make the tree good and its fruit good, or make the tree bad and its fruit bad. For the tree is known by its fruit. You brood of vipers, how can you speak good things when you are evil? For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. The good person brings good things out of a good treasure, and the evil person brings evil things out of an evil treasure. I tell you, on the day of judgment, you will have to give an account for every careless word you utter. For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned. Then some of the scribes and Pharisees said to him, Teacher, we wish to see a sign from you. But he answered them, An evil and adulterous generation asks for a sign, but no sign will be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah. For just as Jonah was for 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a sea monster, so for 3 days and 3 nights the Son of Man will be in the heart of the earth. The people of Nineveh will rise up at the judgment with this generation and condemn it, because they repented at the proclamation of Jonah. And see, something greater than Jonah is here. The queen of the south will rise up at the judgment with this generation and condemn it, because she came from the ends of the earth to listen to the wisdom of Solomon, and see, something greater than Solomon is here. The gospel of the Lord. Can we just say that Jesus just called people a brood of vipers? I encourage you to read this particular passage in the Message Bible. And I'll leave it at that. Just do that. So what I get from this, there's a movie I love. I love the movie Twisters. Twister being the original with Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton and Philip Seymour Hoffman. Love him. Rest in peace. But there's a scene in it, and it's towards the end, right? They are about to go up against this huge twister, and they're trying to put dot 3 out so that the little sensors inside of it can get sucked up, right? And in this scene, it's just too light, so it's not being grabbed by the twister, and it gets knocked, and everything is spilled. And Joe, Helen Hunt's character, flips out, and she loses it. You know, she's like just frantically trying to get these things, trying to get everything reset so they can try again. And Bill, who I think he went by Bill Billy in the movie, funny, but he's trying to calm her down, right? He's trying to meet her where she's at, and you can just hear the love and frustration, but love emanating from him in his tone, in his concern, and his mannerisms. And he finally stops her because she's so focused on the past, on what has wounded her. And she yells at him at one point and says, You've never seen it. You've never seen a twister jump from house to house and come straight at yours. If you haven't watched the movie, I highly recommend it. And Billy stops her and looks at her and says, Joe, is that what you think happened? They know twisters. They're not like Jaws, right? I love that movie too. But he says, you're so focused on the past, stop and see what's right in front of you. Stop and see what's right in front of you. Stop focusing on other things. And, she says, well, what? And he goes, me, Joe. I'm right here. Now, short scene, much longer movie. But when I read this particular gospel, and we've got Jesus talking about, why are you asking for signs? There's you had Jonah, you had Solomon. I'm right here. Jesus says, I'm right here. You don't have to look for signs and wonders. You don't have to keep trying to ask for proof. I'm right here. Sometimes I think in a world where we see so much division and we see so much pain and we're hurting each other. We ask for signs because we don't know what to do with the world. We don't know what to do with our own pain that we carry, whether it's from the world, whether it's from the church. If I see another person comment, there's no love like Christian hate, it breaks my heart because we have forgotten that we don't have to keep searching outside. We don't have to search for the miracles or anything like that. We just have to see Jesus, who's right in front of us. And if we keep Jesus right in front of us, his entire presence becomes the lens through which we see the world. And imagine if we see the world, or we saw each other the way Jesus does, it'd be a very different world. And that's why Jesus says, you brood of vipers. Because when you put out evil, what does that say? I mean, he says it right there in verse 33, either make the tree good and its fruit good, or make the tree bad and its fruit bad, for the tree is known by its fruit. And let's just talk about fruit for a minute. What's the fruit of this? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. That's the fruit. That's the fruit. If we don't have fruit, what are we doing? If our fruit are those things, the good fruit, the fruit of the Spirit, I'm not interested in Jesus going, yeah, you got an evil tree. Sorry for you. I want Jesus to look at me and say, you know what? The fruit, the words, for by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned. One of the prayers in our Psalms is, may the words of my heart and may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. If we pray that, let that be there's a word and it's escaping me, but let that be our mantra when we wake